Hey, what's up guys, it's your girl Poppy Britt and I'm back with another video. Before we get started, just make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll give you a little minute so you can subscribe. Okay. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking to you guys all about graduation, specifically college graduation, since graduations are happening as we speak. Well, not as we speak. Anyways, today we will be talking about graduation. Since it is graduation time right now, I did want to make a video about my experience with graduation, college graduation in specific. And since it is graduation time, I'll be talking about my experience graduating college before I turned 21, my experience on actual graduation, and some things I learned after graduating that I wish I had some guidance on, or some things that I just learned through trial and error, or you know, the hard way. So before we get started, just make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if there are any other videos you want to see from me. I'm an open book, so I'm happy to take any recommendations for any future videos you want to see from me. We'll jump right in. And you know, the reason I wanted to make this video is because it is graduation time right now for a lot of people. A lot of my friends are graduating. First of all, shout out to anyone graduating, especially if you're graduating college, especially if you're first gen, and shout out to my undocumented grads too. I see you. So shout out to everybody graduating. I'm extremely proud of you, and even though, you know, it's not ideal right now, it's still a huge accomplishment. So be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you too. I did want to, you know, share my experience with graduation, and you know, just talk about like some things I learned, because especially if you're first gen, like this is on new territory. And so, you know, I did have to learn about, you know, post-grad depression, go through applying to a million jobs and all of that stuff. So I just want to share with you guys my experience, and hopefully it makes you feel a little better about graduation and graduating. And if you guys have any questions or anything like that, let me know. Like, message me on Twitter or Instagram. My is @PoppyBray as well. So I'm an open book, and I'm happy to share my experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. Like, I'm an open book. Anyways, like I said, yes, I actually got my bachelor's degree before I turned 21. I did graduate early. I only graduated a semester early, so I graduated in December of 2018, and I was supposed to graduate in May of 2019, so just a semester early. But I did graduate before I turned 21, and that is because I went to school in Mexico. I started school in Mexico, so I was always way younger, because in Mexico they don't have like age requirements for you to go to school. So when I came here, I was way younger than everybody, and I've always just been a year younger than everybody. And then on top of that, I graduated a semester early, so I managed to graduate before I turned 21, which, you know, a big part of college, you come to realize, is going out and going out to the bars, especially on your graduation night. And honestly, I went to college when I was 17, so I wasn't gonna turn 18 until that December. So the end of my first college semester, the whole first semester, I was 17. Like, I literally couldn't even go to 18+ parties. I was like jailbait a little bit. That in of itself is just a mess. But after that, you know, all my friends started turning 21. They started going to the bars. I joined a sorority. All of my alum were obviously over 21. So, you know, it got to the point where I was like the youngest of my line and the youngest of my sisters, and I was the only one that couldn't go to bars, and it kind of sucked. Eventually I got a fake. We'll just say that. And it worked, and I was at the bars like enough to the point where they even stopped IDing me, which is kind of funny, because then I went after I turned 21, and you could definitely like they realized that they had been letting me in before I turned 21. But yeah, so the last semester, my last semester of college, I had a fake that I was able to use to go out to the bars and stuff. And so, you know, thank God for that. Otherwise, I would have not been able to drink until after my graduation. And the funniest thing is that I actually got away with using that fake all semester. And the night before my graduation, we went out to the bars, and I ended up getting the ID taken away because I was just not there. So I got the ID taken away. So the night of my graduation, or after I graduated, I didn't even get to go out because I didn't have an ID and I wasn't 21 yet. So graduating so young, beyond the drinking, like graduating so young was so stressful because I kept comparing myself to everybody else, especially like now that I was graduating. I didn't realize, you know, like most people who are graduating are 22, 23, so they're like a year or two ahead of me. Like, and I just kept, you know, comparing myself, like, you know, wanting to be where everybody else was at. You know, I had just graduated and just turned 21, and I didn't move back in with my parents. I actually moved to a city that I had never lived in before, a way bigger city than where I was from, and into a place where I just wasn't really happy. So not only was I just recently graduated, I just turned 21, I just moved to a different city by myself, and I just felt like I needed to have my life together, and I was like freshly 21. I was comparing myself to everybody else, you know, like wanting to, you know, feeling bad because I didn't have the best job, or like I had a job but not like a, you know, like a good job. And so I didn't have a good secure job right after graduation. I didn't, you know, have my own place, and when I moved, like I had no friends because all of my friends were still in school. So I was just so alone, and I just like felt defeated and felt like I didn't do shit right. I didn't have everything in order. And so, you know, what I had to learn was that my only competition is me. I'm on my own timeline, and what's meant for me will be mine. And so that's one of the biggest things, is like, don't compare yourself to everybody else. Don't feel bad if you graduate and don't have a plan. Don't feel bad if you graduate and move back in with your parents, or if you don't have an amazing job straight out of college. Be proud of the fact that you even graduated, because a lot of people don't, especially if you're first gen, and especially if you're undocumented like I am. I was gonna say like I was, I'm still undocumented, but just be proud of yourself. Like, even just getting the degree is a huge thing. But yeah, that's one of the biggest things I learned. Another thing was, you know, a lot of you aren't getting to walk down the stage, which sucks. Like, that is one of the biggest things that you look forward to when graduating. And, you know, one of the things I was looking forward to the most. And so, you know, I feel for you guys, and like I said, especially my first gen people. But you know, for me, it still wasn't like an ideal day, and obviously it doesn't compare to the situation right now, like, whatsoever. But on my graduation, I, you know, expected certain people to be at my graduation, and they weren't. Hardly anybody went to my graduation party. I didn't have the people I expected to be at my graduation. My own brother, and I get emotional, my own brother didn't go to my graduation, you know, my little graduation ceremony. And it wasn't like, it was a really lonely feeling. Oh my god, why am I getting emotional? Yeah, it was a really lonely feeling. But you know what I realized, like, the reason I got my degree was for me and for my parents, for my family, for my parents especially. My sisters were there, parents were there, and I was there, you know, like, I made it, I did it. So everyone that I needed there was there. Anyways, yeah, my college graduation was not ideal at all, really, but you know, it's the degree that matters ultimately. And so, you know, be proud of yourself that you did it. Nobody else knows like what you went through to be able to get to where you were. Like, I worked 80 hours some weeks in order to like pay my bills, and barely even had money for that, you know. There were several nights where I didn't sleep, and all it's just hard. So be proud of yourself, even if it's not ideal. Like, it's the degree that matters and what you do with it after. And to transition, I felt so bad because I didn't have like a big girl job or like a secure job after I graduated. I would see posts of people like saying, oh, I got like my dream job, or like this amazing job. And so I started to feel bad about myself and be like, bro, like, did I do something wrong? Like, fuck. And honestly, like, I like to take my L's in private, and so a lot of people don't know this, but I applied to so many jobs. Like, applying for jobs is a pain in the ass. It takes so long, and then you'll hear back from them and have like 3 fucking interviews only for them to decide to go with someone else. Like, applying for jobs is not easy, so don't feel bad. And finding a good job isn't easy either. Be patient with yourself. Shoot your shot with jobs like you would in someone's DMs. Like, even if they're a little out of your league, go ahead and shoot your shot. You never know. Like, worst thing that you can do is get rejected, and then rejection is redirection. So I truly believe that, like, if you get rejected, you're being redirected somewhere better. So just trust in the timing. I applied to so many jobs, and I Didn't hear back from like a third of them. Got like a first interview with a few of them, and then got follow-up interviews with other ones. Got some of them, got rejected to some of them. Some of them were trying to pay me like less than I was making as a CNA with a college degree. I learned a lot along the process. It was my first time interviewing for jobs, like for like a big girl job. I learned that you have to do your motherfucking research when you apply to a job, because you need to be ready with answers to questions or potential questions. I learned that you have to ask for advice and be uncomfortable. So like for me, it meant reaching out to some of my alum sisters that I wasn't too close to, or like asking around to people for jobs. Not the most comfortable thing ever, but you know what, like you also realize who's really there in your corner and wants to help. You can find someone to, you know, look over your resume, to help you with your cover letters, to send you their resume and cover letters so you can go off of them. Do that. If you have people that you can reach out to, do it. Like, it's really worth it. It's not comfortable, but a closed mouth does not get fed. So yeah, like, you're gonna be turned down from jobs. You're gonna not hear back from jobs. You're gonna, you know, get jobs that try to pay you really shitty. First of all, know your value. Eventually, like through time and trial and error, you're gonna find a job that you truly enjoy, even if it takes a few months. It's easy to compare to yourself to others, but don't do it. You are on your own timing, and what's meant for you will be yours. Just have faith that you're gonna get the job or get what you want. Just be patient with yourself. And another thing is, I'm Mexican, so not only did I not move back home after graduation, and my parents really wanted me to, but I didn't get a job where I'm making 6 figures. I don't know why, but my parents thought that me graduating college meant that I would go into a job that pays me like 6 figures. First of all, that is not true at all. I felt bad because I wasn't making all this crazy money, but ultimately, like, I have a job that I love, where I can be myself, where I feel like I'm actually doing something that I love and helping people the way I want to. And even if it doesn't make sense to anybody else, like, do what makes you happy. Go after what you want. Don't get down on yourself about it. And another, post-grad depression is real as fuck. Okay, my senior year, I was being told about post-grad depression, and you know, people saying like, it's gonna hit. At some point it's gonna hit, and I was like, no, there's no fucking way, right? Like, I'm gonna get the fuck out of school, not have to deal with it again, and have my degree. Like, how the hell am I gonna be depressed, right? Well, like I mentioned, literally when I tell you the first 6 months after I graduated were the hardest months ever. Like, I'm not kidding you. I cried like basically every day because I wasn't at a job that I was enjoying. I moved to a city where I knew nobody. I was living with people I didn't really know. I didn't feel like it was my home at all. You know, like, I was miserable. I was going through a heartbreak, trying to find a good job, and like alone. And so it hit me like, it was so bad. All I want to say about post-grad depression is that, like, it's so real. Eventually everything's gonna figure itself out. Don't feel bad if you don't have a good job, or if you have to move back in with your parents, or any of that stuff. In time you will find what is meant for you. And for me, I just wanted everything to happen for me like that. I had to learn how to be alone. I had to learn how to get out of my comfort zone and reach out to people and make new friends. I had to learn how to take rejection and how to use it as motivation. I had to find hobbies so that I wasn't stuck in a house where I didn't feel comfortable. So I started going to the gym. I was that type of bitch that you would have never seen step foot in a gym, but I started going to the gym, and it helped like me mentally and physically, and it just kept me busy. I just found I started reaching out to other people that I didn't really know, like just people that I knew in Denver, and I started hanging out with them, and now they're like some of my closest friends. I had to reach out to different people about, you know, jobs and job opportunities, and get comfortable with that. And you know what, like I said, like, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So I had to learn how to be uncomfortable, and I most importantly had to learn how to take rejection, because I was not good at it. Like, the first job that I got run down from, I was literally heartbroken. But just know, like I said, rejection means redirection. Yeah, that's basically some of the things that I had to learn the hard way, and I wish I would have had some guidance on. I wish I would have had someone to talk to about that, or just had someone that related. Like, I felt like everybody was making hella money and being so successful until I had to figure out on my own that like that's not the case and that everybody has a different journey. I'm just here to hopefully make you feel a little better. If you're feeling some type of way about graduating or have any questions or anything like that, let me know. I'm, like I said, I'm an open book and I'm happy to talk to you guys about that. But anyways, I hope you guys either learned something about me or, you know, are feeling a little better about graduation in general. Like I said, just be proud of yourself and the fact that you did the damn thing, and, you know, good luck in whatever you decide to do next. Anyways, that's about it. If you guys have any other recommendations for videos or things you want me to talk about, let me know. And then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.